Hi traders, Nathan.bray here from ACY Securities. Well, recently we've done this 5-part series, the 5 essential things you need to know to trade the markets. And in that, we're trying to identify a consistent way of having multiple reasons to identify a key level in the market. On top of that, for those people with a live account, it's free to have one here at ACY, we then broadcast out live, or I do, on our Telegram channel. Remember, the Telegram channel is a live interactive trading feed. So it will broadcast out live when price is near or at a key level with the explanation of the level. So our traders can, if they're a bit time sensitive or time poor, they can just have a look straight away at the level when they're notified and then decide what their trigger is going to be to enter, or decide if they want to trade it at all. So let's go in and have a look. We're going to have a look at a couple of trades actually last week that worked really well. We'll also look at a trade that I broadcast out, but it just never set up. And then finally, which is most important, we've got to look at trades that were losers, that didn't set up. So we're going to be looking at the euro pound. We'll have a look at the pound dollar on the buy side, and we'll also take a look at these Aussie pairs as well. All right, let's dive in and start off with a key level on the euro pound. Okay, so this is the live interactive trading feed on Telegram. You'll see these posts will go up and let you know the time that they're broadcast out to you, so you can take a look, and they will be coming out throughout the week. Here is a list of the levels that came out and the times last week. So let's start on this euro pound. This is what you're going to see here. You're going to see a chart and then an explanation as to why this is being considered technically a key level. In this case, we're getting a failure at a triple top weekly level, and then price obviously turns into a bit of a downtrend here on a daily, and then we get a rally up to the 62 of that level, coinciding with previous levels of resistance. So let me just bring up a chart for you. And that is precisely what you can see here. You can see from top of this level that we've seen it fail at. And keep in mind, Duncan Cooper was highlighting this particular triple top level in his webinars throughout the week. And once we got a failure here, we were looking for a rally back up to the 62 level, coinciding with previous resistance. Okay, if price got to there, that's the area we've highlighted. So if I now move further across, you'll see we've got from that level, as we suggested, a really nice potential failure. So from this level down to its low, you're looking at about an 80 pip failure over the weekend. So this is the type of concept that we're looking for, folks. And so far, this trade, whether you've decided to get risk out with your risk just above the previous high, which would have been risking about 34 pips from your entry, and then currently it's well above 2-to-1 with over 85 pips at its lowest point. So even if you're still in this trade, you could say, right, I'm going to take my stop down to just below break even, okay, and get risk out of this trade. There's one example. Now let's take a look at another one from last week. Let's take a look at the pound dollar, and let's look at a buy version in this case. Let me just bring it back. This was the level highlighted in green, okay. Why? Because we looked at the fact that the trend was up, higher tops and bottoms. So rather than buying up here, as we mentioned, we're looking for a significant pullback. Now, this was a 79% pullback in line with this uptrend, and it also coincided, which we like to do, with daily resistance. Could this start to act as support? So this is the level we've been watching, and as you'll see as I move across, we did get a break back to the upside, and in fact, price moved up quite significantly. So from the green area of entry, yes, it's very true. At one point, the trade did go against us, 35 pips, but currently it's up close to 300 pips. Okay, so depending on the risk you might have used on this particular trade, then your risk reward could well and truly present be a well above a 2-to-1 risk reward. So 2 really simple trades, both on the buy side and the euro pound on the sell side. Now let's go and have a look, of course, at a couple of other trades. So I showed some significant levels on this Aussie yen. And I want to show this example because yes, this level is still in play, but it hasn't quite worked yet. And I think that is, you know, one of the significant parts of managing your trade. So let's take a look at this Aussie yen. So I was looking at the fact that the trend is down and we saw this whole move significantly going lower. What we're looking for is a 62 retracement, which I've highlighted in green, and looking for failure to trade lower. But we never actually got, depending on your trigger to entry, we never actually got a trigger to enter this trade. It didn't give us a change in trend. It just kept putting in higher bottoms, consolidating before it broke higher. So now I'm in a position of saying, well, if I didn't get into this trade because it didn't set up, could I be looking at it now? Could I shift this and say, well, maybe I'll have a look for failure up around that 79 level. So let's just move this and you can see it right there. So this major daily level of support, which coincides with the 79% fib retracement, and it also coincides with last week's high. Could we see price get up here and look for a failure? So sometimes, even though the level we're watching, it may not set up, folks. So you can either trade the level, okay, and depending on your risk, you still may be in this trade because it has been consolidating, but going a little bit against us. But could we wait then and say, okay, if it gets up to this 79 level and we get a failure, that could also constitute a key level that you might like to trade off. Now, to finish off with, one that didn't work. I think this is really important. Let's look at this Aussie dollar. Now, the Aussie dollar, strong downtrend. I was looking for a 62 fib retracement, which we got at this level here, and I was looking for failure, okay, to trade in line with that downtrend. And I really wanted to see price respect this major level of support acting as resistance. Now it broke straight through it. If I move across, then it kept breaking through. So when I look at this, I'll see, yes, there was a period here where price did pull back 72 pips, okay? Which means that if you're in these trades, it is helpful. Even if the trade goes against you, there might be a pullback enough for you to get risk out of your trade. So that is something you could add to your strategy, or you might just say, I'll just leave it. It'll either work or it won't. And in this case, it is absolutely gone against us. So I would say to you, using your stop loss, okay, is really important, because think about it. If you had have entered into a short position here, this trade has gone 128 pips against you at one point. So even though you might have made a couple of hundred pips on the other trades, this one could wipe out a significant portion of those profits. So that's why I think it's really important, folks, that we look at the levels. We look at the fact that we had 3 successful or potentially successful trades, but this trade, this level, it broke straight through and went higher. And that's why we really need to make sure we're implementing risk management and using those stops and controlling your trading volume sizes as well. All right, there you go. I'll give you a better trade review next week. Okay, traders, so if you want access to this live interactive trading feed on Telegram, your account manager, just let them know. They will provide you the link, the invite, so you can get straight into that. All you need to do is have a live account, a registered account here at ACY. Remember, it's free to do so. The other thing is, if you want to know more about these key levels or you have questions, you can always join Duncan Cooper's webinars. So he provides a live interactive trading analysis 3 nights a week, folks. So go in there and ask any questions you like regarding this Telegram channel and the levels that we're broadcasting out. Because remember, if I'm broadcasting out these levels, there's a big chance that Duncan Cooper has seen these as well. Thanks, everyone.